So, last week, I believe. Yeah, this past week, actually. Tiny Toons Looniversity Season 2 debuted. Now, this is the first half of Season 2, actually. There's another half coming up later on this year, I believe. Don't know when. We thought it's going to be the summer or the fall. We'll soon find out, hopefully. Maybe we'll find out at San Diego Comic Con. I'm thinking that's more than likely what we'll find out. More than likely we'll find out, the exact, date and month that it's coming out on. But we had the first half this past week, along with the spring break special. And what's interesting is you would think the spring break special would be, integrated within, the first, I think, what was it, eight episodes of Tiny Toons Looniversity Season 2, but it wasn't. It wasn't in those eight episodes. Instead, it was its own entity. It was separate, So I guess that's how they're going to be doing things now with any Tiny Toon Looniversity specials, whether they're spring break, summer, Christmas, Halloween, you name it, whatever they come up with, as their own separate entities. And I think that's a good move on their part, because you're basically saying that, yeah, this is that you're basically saying that here's the series, but here's something that, you don't have to watch the series to kind of enjoy on its own. It's like it's part of the series, but it's its own thing. And what's interesting is it does take a page off of the original Tiny Toon Adventures specials, like How I Spent My Vacation, which was a direct-to-video, formerly theatrical, or going to be formerly a theatrical film at the time. How I Spent My Vacation, the original Spring Break special, Wonderful Tiny Toon Christmas, and so on. They're taking a page out of those playbooks, and it's a musical, if you will. It is indeed a musical. Well, at least the beginning and the ending are a musical. Very similar in tone to, How I Spent My Vacation was. It began as a musical at the beginning and ended the same way at the end. So it's kind of taking a page out of that playbook. And what's interesting is if you haven't really paid much attention to Looniversity so far, in Spring Break, a little bit of spoilers here, we get introduced to more of Buster and Babs' family. Because in case you don't know, in this iteration of Tiny Toons, they basically made Buster and Babs twin siblings. No relation, boyfriend, girlfriend. They made them twin siblings, all part of one family. And we do see the entire family together in this special. Along with the mom who we got introduced to in the first season when she was calling them up via phone. So, we see her again, and we see her spending time with Plucky and everything. So I don't know if maybe Plucky I don't know if they're going to do something where Plucky might develop a crush on her or something. I don't really know. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I think the idea here is Plucky just wanted to be with the family at the time, and being like new to Burrowville, because that's what it's called, Burrowville, he ends up becoming somewhat of a massive like celebrity that even the girls fawn over or something. I'm not really sure. I got to go back and look at it. But yeah, they got their we see their family. We see Plucky's parents when he's calling them momentarily in the desert or something. And they look fine, and everything. There's some people that were kind of complaining. I wouldn't say too much, but kind of like complaining a little bit of, they enjoyed Plucky's parents better when we didn't see what they look like compared to now. We do see once again Hampton's mom in there. She's the cleaner. That we kind of see basically. They kind of keep that intact with her. She's a clean person and Hampton's a clean person. As a result. And then we see, basically Sweetie's parents. And I don't know if it got controversy already, because I have to go back and watch the episodes again. So I don't know if it got controversy or not, but we actually meet Sweetie's parents here but they're not the traditional mom and dad parents. They are actually LGBTQ parents. They're moms. That's what they are. So we see them, and one of the moms is just like, just happy to see her, kissing her, and she's like, "Mom, you're embarrassing me." And the other mom's like, isn't she cute when she's angry? And Sweetie's like, I'm always angry when I'm angry, or something like that. The spring break special also kind of divided them, like I said, into groups. Plucky went with Buster and Babs. Hampton went with Sweetie. They met up with Shirley. Shirley tried to help them out and using, part of her magic or whatever. Because one thing they did keep about Shirley that some people are happy about is her whole aura spiritual thing, that she had in the original. They kept that with her. And I guess she has the ability to switch people's souls or Toons souls into another body, and Sweetie and Hampton get theirs, switched temporarily. So, that's kind of cool to see. It's kind of cool to see there. I don't know if they're teasing something maybe between Sweetie and Hampton in this iteration, but we'll have to see. Overall, the spring break special I thought was alright. Got to go back and watch it to get more of a full context of it, as well as go back and watch the other episodes. There's an episode where it's based on Picture Day, and Babs gets a zit, but not just any zit, a talking zit, a female talking zit, and everything. And she goes to Wile E. Coyote to get a shrink ray, to use a shrink ray to shrink, or not shrink ray, but some kind of shrink gel or something like that to shrink the pimple away, and instead it shrinks her and the pimple, and then she just learns to live with it, and they become buddy, and she does get, to the formula she needs to get restored to regular size, but instead it grows at a giant size, if you will. You also have, Buster and Babs attending an episode where you have Buster and Babs attending a twin con, and everything. Buster and Plucky and Hampton trying to become members of the sorority or something like that, and then Babs and Sweetie starting their own, which everybody can be a part of. And then we find out one of the main sorority members of the Skull Bones sorority, as it's called, Skulls and Bones or whatever it's called, is Arnold the Pitbull. So yeah, it's interesting concepts, interesting things that they got going here. They did reintroduce Elmira. She's back, but she's more of a she's more or less of a animal loving character. Like, she still has that trait, but she's more in control of it. Like, she'll have it occur when she sees Buster or Babs or all of them, but then she'll just like calm herself down, like, whoops, sorry, and everything. So we see her make her return, and they kind of tone down that aspect of her character, and to be what she is represented to be here. And she is voiced by Cree Summers. That's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. And overall, there's other episodes I don't want to get too much into. You have to check them out for yourselves, and I have to go back and watch them myself. But I like what they're doing so far in the second season. Looks like there is improvement. They've listened to the feedback from the fans, so there is some improvement. And we'll see what they got planned for the second half of season 2. There is no lustful milk gag where a character melts into a puddle at the admiration or attraction of another here in the first half or in spring break, but maybe they're saving that for the second half of season 2. But we'll see. But let me know what your thoughts so far on season 2.